Once upon a time, far away across the vast shimmering blue ocean, lived a little starfish named Shelley. Shelley wasn't just any starfish. Oh no, she was a very special starfish with a heart full of dreams and a secret love for building sandcastles. Now Shelley lived in a cozy coral castle, nestled deep within a lagoon where the water was always warm and the sunlight danced on the sandy floor. Her home was a kaleidoscope of colors, with walls of pink and purple coral, windows made of shimmering seashells, and a roof of emerald green seaweed. Every morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose, Shelley would wake up with a wiggle and a stretch. "Good morning, world," she would exclaim, her 5 arms waving in greeting. After a quick breakfast of tiny, tasty plankton, she'd set off on her daily adventure. Shelley's favorite thing to do was to visit the sandy shore, where the land met the sea in a gentle embrace. It was there, on the soft, golden sand, that she would build her magnificent sandcastles. She would gather grains of sand, one by one, with her tiny arms, carefully shaping them into towers, walls, and turrets. She would decorate her castles with colorful pebbles, glistening seashells, and delicate seaweed flags. But there was a secret about Shelley. She was a very sleepy starfish. No matter how much she enjoyed her sandcastle building, the gentle rhythm of the waves, the warmth of the sun, and the soft sand beneath her arms always made her feel drowsy. As the day wore on, Shelley would find herself yawning, her eyelids growing heavy, and her arms starting to droop. "Oh dear," she would murmur, "I think it's time for a little nap." One sunny afternoon, as Shelley was putting the finishing touches on her grandest sandcastle yet, a particularly strong wave came crashing onto the shore. The wave, bigger and bolder than the rest, swept over Shelley's magnificent creation, washing away all her hard work in an instant. Shelley watched in dismay as her towers crumbled, her walls disappeared, and her flags were carried out to sea. She felt a pang of sadness, but then, as the sun warmed her, her eyelids grew heavy. "Oh, bother," she sighed. "I suppose I'll have to build another one tomorrow, but for now—" She yawned, stretching out her 5 arms as wide as they could go. "It's time for a nap." Shelley found a cozy spot near a cluster of smooth, round stones, nestled into the soft sand. The stones were warm from the sun, and the gentle sound of the waves lulled her into a state of peaceful calm. Closing her eyes, she began to drift off to sleep, dreaming of sandcastles and shimmering seas. As Shelley slumbered, the world around her began to transform. The bright blue skies softened into a dusky twilight. The warm sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the beach. The waves, once boisterous and playful, now whispered secrets to the shore. And in Shelley's dreams, the sandcastles began to reappear. But these were just any sandcastles. These were sandcastles made of dreams. They were tall and shimmering, with walls of pure moonlight and towers that touched the stars. They were decorated with sparkling jewels and flags that danced in the gentle breeze. And best of all, these sandcastles never washed away. As Shelley drifted deeper into her slumber, the sandcastles grew more and more elaborate. She saw a grand ballroom filled with dancing seahorses and a treasure room overflowing with glistening pearls. She saw mermaids with flowing hair and singing dolphins that were playing music. She saw everything that her heart desired, all within her dream sandcastle. And as she explored her magical creations, a gentle smile spread across her face. Suddenly, a friendly voice called out, "Hello, Shelley. Are you having a good dream?" Shelley opened her eyes, a little surprised. Standing before her was a wise old sea turtle, his shell covered in ancient wisdom. "Oh, hello," Shelley replied. "Yes, I am. I'm dreaming of the most wonderful sandcastles." "I'm glad to hear it," the sea turtle said with a chuckle. "You see, in the world of dreams, anything is possible. You can build whatever you can imagine." "Really?" Shelley asked, her eyes wide with wonder. "Even a castle that never washes away?" "Especially a castle that never washes away," the sea turtle confirmed. "And not just sandcastles. You can build entire worlds filled with anything you desire." Shelley thought about this for a moment. Then she closed her eyes again, imagining her sandcastle. But this time, she wished for it to be even more magnificent. She wished for a secret garden filled with glowing flowers, a library filled with magical storybooks, and a slide that led straight into a pool of shimmering water. As she dreamt, the sea turtle spoke again. "Close your eyes and let your imagination guide you. Let your dreams take you wherever you want to go. And remember, even when you wake up, a little bit of your dream will always stay with you." Shelley smiled, feeling the warmth of the sun, the gentle rocking of the waves, and the joy of her sandcastle dreams. And as she drifted back to sleep, she knew that her next dream would be even more amazing than the last. The sandcastles kept growing, and the people kept smiling and playing. The whole world was filled with joy and peace and a sense of belonging. The sky was getting darker and the moon started to shine. And that night, Shelley was the happiest starfish in the whole wide ocean. The moon, a great silver coin in the velvety, inky sky, now cast its gentle glow upon the ocean. The stars, tiny diamonds sprinkled across the dark canvas above, twinkled down as if winking at Shelley, sharing in her secret, dream-filled joy. The wise old sea turtle, who had introduced himself as Professor Shellsworth, smiled warmly at Shelley. "You see, my dear," Professor Shellsworth said, his voice a low, comforting rumble, "in the realm of dreams, there are no limits. Your imagination is the only architect you need. Each night, you can build anew, explore, and discover. The possibilities are as endless as the sea itself." Shelley, still nestled amongst the warm stones, felt a contented sigh escape her. Her dream sandcastle was indeed a wonder. The secret garden she had imagined was even more beautiful than she could have hoped for. Glowing amethyst flowers bloomed, their petals unfurling in the gentle dream breeze. Fireflies, with lights like tiny dancing stars, flitted amongst the blossoms, creating a magical, shimmering light show. The library, oh, the library, it was a grand room, with shelves that stretched up to the dream sky, filled with books that shimmered with untold stories. The books whispered to her, inviting her to open their pages and embark on adventures untold. The slide, a swirling silver ribbon, led down to a pool of water that sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow. When she splashed down, the water felt like liquid moonlight, refreshing and calming all at once. She spent what felt like hours, though she knew it wasn't truly time, exploring her dream world. She met new friends, playful seahorses with manes of spun gold who loved to race through the coral castles, laughing with delight. Wise old whales who shared stories of the deep, mysterious ocean and its hidden wonders. Friendly dolphins, whose songs echoed through the dream, weaving melodies of joy and peace. As the hours passed in her dream, a gentle tiredness began to creep back over Shelley. The playful energy of the day, the excitement of building and exploring, slowly began to fade. The colors around her seemed to soften, the sounds became quieter, and the world around her began to gently slow. Professor Shellsworth, sensing her weariness, swam closer. "It is time, little one," he said softly. "Time to let your dream world gently fade and prepare for a new day and new dreams." Shelley nodded slowly, her 5 arms feeling heavy and relaxed. She realized that just like the sun must set, even the most wonderful dream must eventually come to an end. But she knew that the memories of this dream will forever stay with her. She looked around one last time at her beautiful sandcastle, the glowing garden, and the shimmering pool. She knew she could return here again every night to continue her adventures and to build even more fantastical creations. The fireflies began to dim their lights, as if preparing for their own rest. The seahorses slowed their playful races and gently nuzzled her arms. The wise whales and playful dolphins created soft and soothing sounds, preparing Shelley for the next step of her journey. A pool of shimmering water began to ripple, creating ever-gentle waves that gently lulled her. The sandcastle, once vibrant and alive, began to slowly fade, its colors becoming softer, its details blurred. The library, with its endless stories, began to close its books, its whispers turning to gentle sighs. The secret garden slowly went dark, and the flowers closed their petals. Professor Shellsworth smiled again, his eyes twinkling with kindness. "Remember, Shelley," he murmured, "that the magic of this dream and all the dreams to come lives within you. You are the dreamer, the creator, the explorer, and you have the power to make every night an enchanting adventure." Shelley closed her eyes, a final happy smile gracing her face. She felt the gentle rocking of the waves, the warmth of the stones beneath her, and the comforting presence of Professor Shellsworth. The sounds around her grew even softer, blending together into a gentle, calming symphony. She drifted, slowly, gently, into the deepest part of her sleep. The dream world faded, the colors disappeared, and the sounds became a distant echo. She was wrapped in a blanket of peace, a cocoon of comfort, ready for a night of perfect rest. As the moon continued its journey across the sky and the stars kept their silent vigil, Shelley slept. She dreamt of sandcastles, of gardens, of libraries, and of all the wonders of the world. But most of all, she dreamt of peace, of joy, and of the magic that lived within her own heart. And now, as the story nears its end and the night grows deep, and the stars are shining ever so brightly, it's time for all the little ones to close their eyes and drift off to their own dreamlands. So, little ones, close your eyes. Imagine your own special place, your own magical world. Let your dreams take you on wonderful adventures. Let the sandcastles be built and the flowers gently bloom. Let the ocean waves whisper secrets, and let the stars shine brightly, guiding you on your journey. Feel the warmth, the comfort, and the peace as you drift away to sleep. Let go of any worries, any troubles, any thoughts that may be keeping you awake. Allow your body to become heavy and your mind to become still. Breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, more and more peaceful. The sounds around you, the rhythm of your breath, will gently lull you to sleep. Feel the magic, the wonder, and the joy of your own dreams. They are waiting for you, ready to be explored. So with a final sleepy sigh, let us all say, "Good night, little ones." May your dreams be filled with sandcastles, with secret gardens, with dancing seahorses, and with all the wonders that your heart desires. May your sleep be deep and your rest be sweet. And may you wake up tomorrow, ready for a brand new day, full of joy and ready to build all the beautiful things you can imagine. Sleep well and dream of the most beautiful dreams. And remember, a little bit of your dream will always stay with you.